What's up everyone, Wealthy Eddie over here. Welcome to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be teaching you a strategy that I use on a daily basis. So let's get straight into it. What's up everyone, Wealthy Eddie over here. Welcome to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be going through a new strategy for you guys. This strategy made me £4,000 today trading NAS 100. The strategy we're going to be going over is power of three, higher time frame. The candle that I use, some people use the daily candle. I use the 4-hour PO3. Okay. So initially what we are doing is when a 4-hour candle opens, it normally creates a wick in a certain side, and then which is the manipulation. And then you have the distribution, which is the real move of the candle. So for an example, if you look over here, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, okay, you are going to see that you had a wick on the downside, or in this case, because this is a bearish candle, you had a wick to the upside, but the real move was bearish. As you can see, the candle opened up here and the candle ended up closing all the way down here. So what we initially are trying to do is catch either the manipulation leg or we catch the real move. But today I'm going to be showing you the trade that I took on NAS. On the right hand side, I'm currently on replay mode. On the left hand side, it is live. So this is the market right now. Going on replay mode, you guys are going to see me take this trade live at the end of the video. So if you want to see me take the trade, stay until the end of the video and you will see the trade being played out live with my analysis and everything. But just to run you guys through it. So what I wait for, really and truly, you want to use it. I'm in the UK, so if you're in the UK also, you want to use 3 p.m. That is the new 4-hour candle open. It starts at 3 p.m. If you're in New York or anywhere else, but you just use New York, that is the 10 a.m. 4-hour open, okay? So currently this is 2:59, okay? This is 2:59, and what we have over here is we have the new 4-hourly candle opening, as you guys can see. And as you can see, we start to go higher, but the steps that I like to use are these steps right here. I like to use these steps. I like to, step one, wait for a new 4-hour candle to start, and then I drop to a 1 minute and find my SMT. I then identify a liquidity sweep or a tap into a POI, point of interest, either an order block, an FVG, or again, I just look for a liquidity sweep. My next step is I identify a 5-minute order block. And then step 4, I take my trade off of the order block retest, okay? And then again, I just put it in brackets. If there is an FVG, then better, as makes the order block stronger, okay? For an example, if you have an order block and directly above or directly below, you have a fair value gap, then it just makes the order block that much stronger, okay? So these are the steps that I like to use. If you want to pause the video and take these down, those are the steps that I like to use. Okay, initially, I just tried to make it as simple as I can for you lot. 4 steps, because I know the breakdown of this, it may seem a little bit confusing, but once you get it, it is pretty much easy. So I wait for the 4-hour candle to open, and then I'm waiting to see either a tap into a point of interest or sweeping of liquidity. Okay, and as we can see here, we're still waiting for something. And then when this candle dropped down here, everything here is liquidity. All of this is liquidity, okay? Counting this down leg also. So we've already swept this down leg and we've still got all of this liquidity left, okay? Just so you guys can understand. As you can see, we've started to come down. So we've had that liquidity sweep. Again, on a 4-hour candle, this is pretty much a small wick. As we play along, okay, as we play along the charts, we are going to see I'm in the 1 minute time frame, okay? If we go to the steps again, I drop to the 1 minute and I find SMT. Again, if I don't have SMT, smart money technique, if I don't have SMT, I do not take the trade, okay? I simply do not take the trade. So simply waiting for that SMT, okay? I think it was around about here. Yeah, it was around about here that I found my SMT. So if you take a look at NAS 100 at this time, and then you look to the left and you have US 30. As you can see, US 30 made this low and we made a lower low. Okay, if we look at NAS, we have done the opposite. We have made a low and we have made a higher low. So this shows that the NAS is stronger, which is an extra confluence for me because I am looking for a buy in this case since I've swept this sell side liquidity sitting here, internal, and I've swept some sell side liquidity hanging below these lows right over here. So initially I am looking for a buy, so I want to find things that are going to help me and build my confidence to take this buy. I don't want to take a buy on NAS if it is weaker than US 30. I would rather look at US 30 because US 30 is stronger, so I would rather take the buy. As you can see, US 30 did end up going higher, but I just don't want to take a buy on the pair that is weaker. It just doesn't make sense for me. Some people take both trades. They take a buy on NAS and then they take a buy on US 30. But for me, I just like to minimize my chances of losing. So I would rather just take the pair that is stronger. After I find SMT, I then drop into the 5-minute time frame and I find an order block. Okay. Order block in this case scenario is this area right here. Okay, which we have already come above it, but I want to see it close above. Okay, so we're still waiting for it to close above. This is the new 5-minute candle now is about to open. So now that I've seen that this candle is up here, I can now confirm order block is there. Okay, then what I proceed to look for is a retest of the order block. Okay, this is what I proceed to look for. I look for a retest of the order block. After I get a retest of that certain order block, this is where I'll be placing my buy from. Okay, since everything's in line with what I want, I then place my stop loss just beneath this wick, and then my initial target and the trade that you're going to see at the end of the video is going to be for a 1 to 2. Okay, because I was recording this video for my Discord community also, so I didn't want to make it too long, but this trade did in fact hit these highs up here, which could be a target area. So after you hit a 1 to 2, you could either take some partial or break even. You could target this fair value gap for a 1 to 3. Okay, or you could target opposite side liquidity, which you have some buy side liquidity sitting just along here. Okay, you would then, let me just do this just for, you would then place your buy right around here. I can't remember the lot size that I used. Let me double check. So then I proceed to take a buy. I checked my lot size. It was 185. Again, this is where I'll be placing my buy from. Okay, this would be my buy. My stop loss was just at this low right here. Okay, this is not how much I was risking. This is not how much I was risking. I was risking around about 1.7K. Here it's showing differently because I'm on replay mode. And then my TP was at 2%. So let me just check where 2% is. So my TP was along the lines of over here. So this was my TP, this was my trade, okay? And if I play along, you are going to see that as soon as we have retested that order block right over there, we hit our 1 to 2, okay? If I continue to play along, you are going to see that this ended up doing a 1 to 5, I think, and it's still ongoing. So if you wanted to keep your TP all the way up here, you could keep it. As you can see, we just kept climbing, and as you can see on the 4-hour time frame, this down wick was our manipulation leg, and then the distribution phase was to the upside. As you can see, we ended up going higher and higher and higher. I can now take it off replay mode, and you're going to see where the chart is currently. The chart ended up doing 1 to 6, okay? But again, keep it realistic. You would probably hold until here for a 1 to 4. If you wanted to go a little bit extra for a 1 to 5, you could, because you would be break even and you potentially have taken some partials. But again, for the sake of this example, I only went for a 1 to 2, and that made me around about 4K, just over 4K in profit, okay? But yeah, this is what you guys want to be doing. Again, finding that manipulation leg, finding the SMT, finding the order block, getting that retest off the order block, and taking your trade from there. Okay, taking your trade from there, and that is all you need. Keep it. It's not the simplest of my strategies, but once you do understand it, it is very, very profitable as you are identifying if you're either going to catch the manipulation leg. Again, if you wanted to catch the manipulation leg here, you couldn't really because you had no SMT. You had an order block, which was really big. If I drop down into 5 minute, you are going to see that this order block was very big. And we ended up closing below, but we didn't have that retest. We had the retest on the other opposite direction. So that is what you kind of want to have. That rule base is, do you have SMT? Okay, move on. Do you have an order block? Yes, move on. Has it been validated? Have you had a candle closing above it? Yes, it's validated. Are you getting a retest? Yes, take the trade. Place your TPs at a 1 to 2 minimum or opposite side liquidity. As you can see here, we hit that target. If I show you guys earlier today, also caught this trade right here using the same thing. For me, it was the 11 a.m. candle. I think New York time, that is 6 a.m., I believe. So 6 a.m. or 5 a.m., I'm not really too sure. But you guys can see the same thing. We manipulated higher. We swept the liquidity. I ended up having an order block right here. We validated that order block. We also had a fair value gap, as you can see. We ended up tapping the fair value gap. I entered straight away from the retest of the order block, retested the order block, and then your TP is going to be, again, 1 to 2 basic. And then if you do want to hold, you take some partials, break even, and you hold to these other levels of liquidity. As you can see, this low, and then ultimately you'd be going for this low down here, which this trade would have offered you a beautiful 9% trade right here. And as you can see, beautiful move. Okay, that's exactly the same thing we are looking for at 3 p.m. is I am looking for that manipulation leg, and then I'm looking for that distribution. As you can see, this is the market's live currently right now. There is still almost 3 hours left of this, so this could end up coming back down here, but we initially waited for this wick all the way down here, caught the move all the way back up. So again, steps are right here. Step 1, wait for new 4-hour candle to start, drop to the 1 minute, find SMT. Step 2, identify a liquidity sweep or tap into a POI. Step 3, identify a 5-minute order block. And then step 4, take the trade off the order block retest. Okay, very, very simple, very, very easy. Again, if you don't know about order blocks or SMT, then obviously those are things that you're going to have to learn. But again, this strategy is for someone that is a little bit more advanced and someone that has already gained some knowledge on order blocks, on SMT, on fair value gaps, on liquidity sweeps, all of these things. So if that is you, then I would really, really recommend you to backtest this strategy. Let me know in the comments how you get along. If you struggle with anything, I'll try and answer every single comment. If you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. For those of you that want to see me take these trades live or you want extra help, make sure you click the link in the description. The Discord link will be there. My Instagram will also be there. If you have any issues, you can DM me. Any questions, feel free to message me.